Since 2014, the revolutionary force in retro entertainment. Hey guys, welcome back to ASMR Retro. And today, seeing as we're less than 1 week away from Wrestlemania, I'm going to check out this WWE Encyclopedia of Sports Entertainment. This is the 2016 edition, which I believe is the 3rd edition. Now, I've done this type of video a while back, maybe 2 or 3 of them, but that was the older edition. It was 2012 edition, I believe. And anyways, I asked you guys which profiles you wanted me to take a look at, and I selected about 10 of them, and I'll just read a bit of them and maybe give some of my opinions, that type of thing. So you can see the cover here. We have John Cena, Ric Flair, Bruno Sammartino, Sting, that's Macho Man Randy Savage, that is The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Buddy Rogers, The Rock, Lita, and of course, Andre. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's crack this massive book open. Okay. Hopefully this fits on the entire screen here. It's a pretty big book. Okay, so there we go, the first one. Flip quite a few pages here. I got the pages marked off. I'm gonna go in order here that I have on my list. Almost there. Yeah. Yes, here we go. First one is Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins. And let's get a closer look here. He is 6'1", 217 pounds. From Davenport, Iowa. Signature move, the pedigree. And I'll read a bit of this. Unfortunately, in this newer edition, it doesn't have the title win information. I guess it just has these icons that indicate something. There's a legend in the front, but I can't remember what everything means, so whatever. But anyway, it says, the chaos the Shield caused was merely a glimpse of what Seth Rollins is truly capable of. At Survivor Series 2012, the former NXT champion debuted in WWE alongside Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, claiming to be a shield from injustice. The trio wreaked havoc, looking to sway the balance of power in WWE. The aerial artistry of Rollins provided perfect balance with the powerful Reigns and unpredictable Ambrose. The brothers in arms shined the most as a unit, going 2-0 at WrestleMania and stopping Evolution's comeback in its tracks. The Shield appeared poised to conquer the WWE, but Rollins had other ideas. So you get an idea, and then of course we remember when he betrayed Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and hit them on the back with the chair. That's about all I remember from that, and he sort of broke out from the Shield and did his own thing. What do I think about Seth Rollins? Well, I thought he was pretty cool. I mean, his in-ring work is very good. When he was in the Shield, I for some reason, when he was in the Shield, I saw that, kind of sad, it's kind of sad to say this now, but I'm kind of embarrassed to say now that Dean Ambrose had the most potential, and oddly enough, I thought Roman Reigns had the least potential. But yes, I thought that Seth Rollins was the best in-ring worker, which I still think he is. I just don't understand some of his gimmicks, especially his recent one. Like, he just comes out acting like the Joker from the Joker movie. I don't fully understand it, and I don't fully see the appeal. But people like singing along with his theme song, and he is good in the ring, right? But I don't know, is it supposed to be because he got like his brain smashed in with that big hammer from or the Fiend, I should say. But yeah, I don't get his gimmick all that much, but I do enjoy his in-ring work. Alright, so I'll take off this sticky. Okay, that was the first guy on the list. The second up is, I'm gonna go back this way. Not Michael Cole. I was gonna say, wait, is that Horace Hogan? Yeah, I guess it is, right? Michael Bolea. I don't remember him ever having long hair. But then again, I didn't exactly follow his career, you know what I mean? Okay, not Jack Swagger. Did I pass him? Yeah, I passed him. Hang on. This way, this way. This way, this way, this way, this way. I might have covered some of these guys already in previous videos. Not Cena yet. We'll get to him. Did I pass him? Oh my god. No, I didn't pass him yet. I forgot how to alphabet. Okay, should be coming up here. I need a second. Here we go. Here we go. Next up is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. Fight Owens, fight Owens, fight Owens, fight Owens. Remember that. He is 6'0", 6 feet, 266 pounds, from Merivale, Quebec, Canada. Merivale, I don't know how to say that. And his signature move is the pop-up powerbomb, pop-up powerbomb, pop-up powerbomb. And, okay, let's read a little bit here. A prize fighter with years of experience, Kevin Owens established himself as a tough-as-nails competitor while battling the likes of Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, and Sami Zayn on the independent scene. In the case of Zayn, their ongoing saga continued when both men made it to the big stage of WWE following Zayn's NXT Championship victory at NXT TakeOver or Revolution, whatever. The same night Owens made his NXT debut, Owens emerged to seemingly celebrate with his friend. Tough Owens's Owens's true intentions were revealed when he viciously assaulted the new champ. Owens' attack proved he was less interested in friendship and more concerned with providing for his family and winning championships. It didn't take long for him to do the latter, as Owens claimed the NXT championship from Zayn just 2 months later. Owens' fast track continued when he defeated John Cena at the Elimination Chamber 2015 after hitting Cena with a pop-up powerbomb. With a win over the C-Nation leader, Owens immediately became recognized as one of WWE's top stars. Owens' 2015 trilogy with John Cena will go down as one of the best trilogies in WWE history. I remember that match there, all 3 matches, but particularly the first one. I was like, oh my god, he beat John Cena. Wasn't that his first match on the main roster? It was pretty amazing. And then I was disappointed when he lost the next 2. Like, obviously I knew Cena had to, get payback, so to speak, or Owens had to return the favor, but I don't know, just felt like it was all pointless, But still, great matches. Momentum carried Owens into Night of Champions, where he defeated Ryback for his first of multiple Intercontinental Championship reigns. Months later, the prizefighter made headline news when he eliminated AJ Styles from the Royal Rumble match. The elimination continued to prove that Owens isn't motivated by popular contests, he just wants to fight. Okay. It's interesting to see this, how he debuted still is related to current day WWE in terms of his relationship with Owens and all that kind of stuff. It's good stuff. Let me take this off here before I forget. Okay, sticky. Yeah, I like Kevin Owens a lot. In the recent times of WWE, he's one of my favorites. I enjoy watching him when, he doesn't get his way and he always gets frustrated. I don't know why my dad seems to take pleasure in Kevin Owens' pain, but yeah, he's fellow Canadian too, so I gotta support my fellow Canadians. He has really good matches. You wouldn't think a guy of his size, not that he's that big, but like, he doesn't look super athletic, but he can pull off like pretty impressive moves. Although he got into much better shape now, like, look how he was back here in 2016. I'm guessing this picture was taken maybe earlier. Yeah, he definitely got into better shape. And doesn't he have like tattoos all over his arms now too? I wonder if he got a hair transplant too, because his hair was like very thin here. But maybe it's just like the way he styled it or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, definitely I'm into Kevin Owens as a wrestler. What do you guys think? Alright, we will go on to the next one on the list. Shall it be? Well, we'll get to him in a second. Wait a minute. No, yeah, that's not the right page, but we'll get to him. Yeah, I got it going over here for some reason, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I passed it. I think. Yeah, I did. It's okay. I think it's very close here. Here we go. Alright. Next up is Cody Rhodes. And there he is there. Looking dashing. So, height is 6'1", weight is 219 pounds. From Marietta, Georgia. Signature move, Crossroads. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention about Kevin Owens is that he's good on the mic too. That's very important. So he's got the mic skills, got the in-ring skills. Doesn't necessarily have the look that you would expect, like I said, but that's also kind of the appeal. It's kind of has more of the everyman look and just there's that variety in terms of body types. You know what I mean? But anyway, okay, I said that already. Okay, let's read a bit of this. The career of Cody Rhodes is among the most curious of any competitor. Once a promising upstart, Rhodes would eventually go on to seemingly snap en route to becoming one of sports entertainment's most eccentric personalities. As the son of the legendary Dusty Rhodes, Cody was brought up to respect sports entertainment's unwritten rules of conduct. Despite the valuable education, Rhodes spit in the face of tradition when he turned his back on his mentor Hardcore Holly, claiming, "When you're this good, you don't pay dues." Following his betrayal, Rhodes aligned himself with Ted DiBiase Jr., the heirs of WWE Hall of Famers, dominated the tag team scene during the second half of 2008. Success eventually led the duo to another multi-generational superstar, Randy Orton. Collectively, they became known as Legacy. I'm not going to read the rest of it. But yeah, I remember when I took a long break from wrestling in the 2000s, and then I started watching again around 2009. And I remember that was the first time I really saw Cody Rhodes, so I probably heard of him before that. And that's when they were doing the Legacy thing. And that was really the first time I've seen pictures of Randy Orton before that, but I never really seen much of him actually wrestle. But anyways, and I kind of thought, actually no, I must have saw Randy Orton when he was first starting out, and when he did Evolution and stuff like that. But anyways, that's more modern Randy Orton, I guess. He changed, sort of became the Viper kind of thing. But anyways, I remember thinking it was cool, but they seemed kind of boring because they were just like, they didn't have much personality, much character. They're just like very super serious all the time, which is fine, but you didn't really get to know who they were, kind of thing. And then here it talks about how he went on to become dashing Cody Rhodes, which I guess he's doing his dashing smile. I remember he had a mustache. Was that part of his dashing gimmick, or was that something else? I can't really remember. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, and he did a really good job. Like, it's a stupid gimmick, but he did it, so well. And then, of course, he had the Stardust gimmick, which I have to admit, I wasn't watching wrestling off that period either. I was always kind of on and off, but I was aware of Stardust, and I had seen, bits and pieces here and there. And people said it was terrible or whatever, but I thought it was pretty entertaining. He did a good job. Yeah, it probably got kind of boring after a while, and he deserved better than a silly gimmick like that. But he put everything into it, and I guess after a while he just got tired of doing that crap, and he left. And we all know what happened after that. The AEW stuff. Now he's back. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. I like his gimmick now. I like the way he looks, the blonde hair and everything. He added some, muscle to his frame. He's got that cool jacket and stuff, and some people don't like the neck tattoo, but I thought it looked pretty cool. So it's really good to see him where he is now after quite a few years of really just kind of having ridiculous gimmicks. Kind of like he did his best in all those gimmicks, and he made them work. But let's face it, those gimmicks have limited potential. And so good for him. I always thought he was a pretty good wrestler. Tries hard, good in the ring. His mic skills are not the greatest in my opinion, but they're good enough. So we'll see what happens at WrestleMania. I'll do a WrestleMania predictions video later in the week, or at least I plan to. No promises here, but. And yeah, so that's Cody Rhodes. And look at this guy, Colin Delaney. I don't even remember this guy, but he looks a lot like Daniel Bryan, doesn't he? Weird. Alright, let me take this off here. What? Okay, next up, this one is interesting. So somebody requested, they said, Raven, if he is there. And I thought that was interesting because I remember in the original book, or the 2012 book that I had, somebody requested Raven. Maybe it was the same person, I don't know. But I just couldn't find him in the book. And I looked, I couldn't find him. They had Johnny Polo, which was, his gimmick back in the day. But I couldn't find Raven. I can't remember if I ever verified if he was actually in there or not. It's possible that I just didn't see him in there. But anyways, good news is he is in this book. Pretty sure. Actually, oddly enough, I had trouble finding him here as well. I was looking on the following pages or whatever, and I couldn't find him. And then I was flipping through the book and I saw the Hardcore Championship section or whatever, and his picture was there. I'm like, wait a minute, why is he in the Hardcore section? Like, just this picture, but he's not. His actual profile's not in here. He's got to be in here. So anyways, I ended up finding it, and here it is. And here's Raven. He is 6'1", 235 pounds from the Bory. What was that? Signature move, even flow, DDT. And let's take a little read here. Despite a privileged childhood, Raven grew to be a very troubled adult suffering from deep mental anguish. He used the memories of what he believed was a turbulent past as the inspiration to create a disturbing career in sports entertainment. During the mid to late 1990s, Raven was recognized as one of the industry's up-and-coming stars. His dark persona intrigued fans, while his in-ring ability carried him to many prestigious accolades, including ECW Championship and WCW United States Championship. His success eventually caught the eye of WWE officials, who lured him into their fold in 2000. He kind of looks like Axl Rose in this picture when he had the dreads or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I always thought Raven was pretty cool. I didn't follow his career too much. I remember seeing him here and there in ECW and WCW. Not so much in WWF or WWE. Maybe I just don't remember all that much. I really like this gimmick, his look. he got the grunge alternative thing going on, kind of a emo type of guy. But I was never blown away with his matches. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler. He was fine for what he was, but I was more impressed with his persona and, his look and all that stuff. He was unique in that way, not that grunge and alternative was unique. At that time, it was pretty popular, maybe even past its prime already. But when I say that time, I'm talking about like 97-ish, because that kind of started, early 90s. But anyways, it was pretty cool to see somebody bring that to wrestling, and then you had Raven's Flock and all that. So, again, I like the package, the imagery, his style of promos and stuff like that were pretty unique. But I can't say that I really remember too many of his matches, or that I necessarily even liked his wrestling style. Take that off. But yeah, pretty cool. Very memorable character of that era. I usually associate him most with ECW though, but I'm not even sure where he spent most of his career. Alright, here we go. Next up, no, not Mick Foley. Nobody requested it. Well, maybe somebody requested it. Here we go. Here's what's next. If you can see him, it is John Cena. John Cena gets a double page spread. A little bit ripped there, but anyways, he is 6'1", weight is 255 pounds, from West Newbury, however you say that, I don't know, Uber Eats, I don't know. And oh my god, speaking of, how do you say this? Massachusetts. Sorry, my neighbor's dog got so upset at my poor pronunciation that it started barking, but anyway, signature move, the attitude adjustment, and SDF. And here we go, let me read some of this. John Cena's unprecedented accolades in WWE are overshadowed only by the champ's near superhuman desire to achieve more. One of the most in-demand professional athletes in the world, Cena continues to build on a 14-year-long career that includes 15 world championships, 5 United States championships, over 500 wishes granted for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and unparalleled, if polarizing, popularity. Before becoming a worldwide megastar, Cena excelled as an All-American offensive lineman at Springfield College, where he also earned a degree in exercise physiology. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Following graduation, Cena worked at Gold's Gym before choosing to pursue a career in sports entertainment. The chiseled, charismatic youngster soon became the prototype in WWE, then developmental system OVW. Yeah, I'm sure when he was a kid, he was like, I want to be a sports entertainer. No, he said, I want to be a wrestler. But anyways, take this off. Yeah, I don't have to read too much more of this. We're all familiar with John Cena and his decades of domination, I guess. I don't know how you want to put it, but he's definitely a polarizing figure. I'm not going to say he's all bad. I'm not going to say he's all good. And I can't really blame Cena for a lot of the issues surrounding him, meaning, the WWE decided, in my opinion, to overprotect him at the expense of potentially bringing to light any other stars, with a few exceptions. But so of course, Cena's looking out for himself, and anybody in that situation would. He made some bad decisions with regards to Nexus and things like that, and seemingly squashing some people's rise to popularity before he gets started. But he has to do what he's got to do. But the WWE didn't have to allow that. You know what I mean? Especially during a time when they had absolutely no competition and nothing to worry about in terms of that. But he is John Cena. He's not a terrible wrestler. Some people say he can't wrestle. Oh, it's not true. My problem was that he only basically had 1 or 2 types of matches, and they were good. They were usually entertaining, but maybe a lot of that was people hoping he would lose. But anyways, I remember when he fought The Rock, the first one, I remember wanting The Rock to win so much that I was shaking, I was so into it, you know what I mean? But anyways, I don't hate Cena. I just hate the way that his career played out. It's kind of like imagine if Hogan never turned heel or never changed and stayed the yellow and red Hogan or whatever, but still maintained his position at the top. I don't think WCW would have lasted very much longer, to be honest. So, and we wouldn't have gotten, we wouldn't have had the Monday Night Wars. I mean, yeah, there was still the war because they're on at the same time, but you know what I mean? WCW never would have been able to challenge WWE like it did, in my opinion. So, who knows what could have happened if, I'm not saying John Cena had to turn heel necessarily, but change something. Like, it was just the same thing every time, you know what I mean, for many, many years. Got a little bit stale. With that said, I do enjoy Cena's matches. I am looking forward to his match against Austin Theory. Again, I'll talk about that in my predictions video if I'm able to make one. And yeah, he was pretty good on the mic, but sometimes, I don't know, he would do this thing, like he would act a little bit too goofy. Like, I don't mind having some comedy or whatever in wrestling, but when you're the top guy and you're promoting an upcoming pay-per-view, and I don't know, it just seemed like it was a joke to him rather than something, like it didn't seem like he was taking his opponent seriously ever. It was always like, you got no chance against me, buddy, kind of thing. And I don't know, I'm not saying that he wasn't taking it seriously, that's just how his character came off, So again, a polarizing figure. And by the way, I should have said this at the beginning, but if you disagree with any of my opinions, that's perfectly fine. If you love John Cena, that's fine. I'm not saying I hate him, and if you hate John Cena, that's fine. Everyone is allowed to have their opinion. Okay, so that's that. That is that. What else do I got here? Okay. Let's find our next victim. Profile here. Passed it tonight. Where is it? Oh yeah, okay, here we go. I'll take this off. It's right here. Dean Ambrose. And, okay, height 6'4". Is he really that tall? Didn't know he was that tall. That's pretty tall. That's gotta be a mistake. And he's weighed 225 pounds from Cincinnati, Ohio. Signature move, the dirty deeds. Dirty deeds. And, okay. It's tough to tell what makes a man like Dean Ambrose tick. At times, this unstable superstar seemed to derive equal satisfaction from the pain he absorbs and the pain he inflicts, so long as there is chaos involved. Ambrose is game, though no mental institutions have come forward so far to claim Ambrose as their escapee. His mentality has inspired the nickname Lunatic Fringe. That's a pretty cool name, I have to say that. So I'm not going to go into all that. We all know the history, part of the Shield and all that. And of course now he's Jon Moxley in AEW. And like I was saying before, when the Shield started, I thought that he had the most potential out of all three of them. And my view quickly changed. He definitely had something. Definitely had some good matches, but I don't know, over time I felt like they got worse. And he would make some like goofy facial expressions quite often, and then I don't know, especially after the Shield, I just stopped really understanding what his gimmick was supposed to be and his character and all that stuff. So I got, very quickly started to lose interest in him. But yeah, now I don't watch AEW, so I have no idea. I do watch Jim Cornette though, but Jim Cornette does not like Jon Moxley whatsoever, and based purely on how Jim Cornette describes his current matches in AEW, doesn't seem like I would be that interested in that style. I'm not saying it's a bad style. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like something that would appeal to me. But with that being said, I wouldn't mind seeing him back in WWE for a last run eventually. I think if some people say if if he's put under the constraints of the WWE and not just allowed to do whatever he wants, he can produce better work. So I don't know. We'll see if that ever happens. But again, I don't hate him. It's just I think he was the best in the earlier days of the Shield. I think he didn't live up to the potential that I saw in him. But again, just my opinion. Okay, what else? Who else? Okay, here we go. The next one's gonna be a big one. A huge one. A giant one, if you will. I think you know who I'm talking about. Oh, I thought that said Steven Regal. I'm like, that is not Steven Regal. Okay, here we go. Massive. Take this off. I don't know if I can fit this all into the camera shot here. There we go. Whatever. That's the best I can do at the moment. Andre the Giant. Height 7'4". Weight 540 pounds. From I don't know how you say that. Something France. Grenoble. I don't know. Signature moves, sit down, splash. Of course, WWE Hall of Famer. Okay, let me read some of this. As a young man, Andre Roussimoff played soccer in the streets of whatever France. He never thought he'd grow up to be the largest professional athlete in the world, but before he turned 18, Andre's immense size caught the eye of a local promoter who began to show the giant youngster the ropes before Andre realized that he was in fact the largest professional athlete in the world. Audiences awed at Andre's amazing size, remarkable agility, and immeasurable strength, and unlike most big men, he could even throw drop kicks and leap from the top rope. Since most of his singles matches were lopsided affairs, he was often showcased in handicap matches against 2, 3, or even 4 opponents. Soon his fame reached the lights of Paris, and he adopted the name Monster Eiffel Tower. Wow. Andre traveled to Japan in '69, where he frightened everyone as Monster Roussimoff. While their doctors diagnosed him with acromegaly. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying that right. Commonly known as gigantism, and something or other disease that causes one to grow at an accelerated rate beyond the age of physical maturity. Oh, I didn't know this. After a successful Asian tour, Andre began competing in Canada. Oh, that's how you lived in Canada. Okay. The wrestling was broken down into regional territories. At the time, the Canadian fans knew exactly who the 500-pound newcomer was. Andre quickly became the world's most popular attraction and had earned the nickname the 8th Wonder of the World. Okay, I'll skip ahead a little bit to here. It says, this talks about he co-starred in The Princess Bride, 1987 movie, good movie. Then here it says, in front of a record-breaking 93,173,000,000,000 fans. I think that was a little bit of Hogan math there, but fans at the Pontiac Silverdome, Andre attempted to end the more than 3-year reign of Hogan, but in the end, the power of Hulkamania bested Andre, who saw his 15-year undefeated streak shattered. And then, so that's all I'll read of that. But yeah, I mean, one of the most recognizable wrestlers in wrestling history, for sure. Definitely a one of a kind. There'll never be anybody like him. I mean, yeah, there's the Big Show, but nothing against the Big Show, but he was no Andre the Giant. And he'll probably tell you that as well. I remember him as a kid, of course. Honestly, I don't remember too many of his matches. The one that everyone remembers is the one where he wrestled Hogan, of course, at WrestleMania 3, where Hogan tore every muscle in his body and every muscle in broke every bone in the first 3 rows when he slammed Andre the Giant or something like that, and he caused earthquakes and tsunamis. Where we all know the story, but millions of people died that day. But yeah, such a classic WrestleMania match. Yeah, the in-ring work wasn't so spectacular, but nobody thought it would be. But just the emotion and the story that they told in the ring was incredible. So that's a match I'll never forget. In terms of his other matches, I don't honestly remember specific matches and specific moments. I think that was somewhat before my time. When I started watching as a kid, he was on the tail end of his career and wasn't wrestling much, I don't think. But truly memorable wrestler that will never be forgotten. Okay, speaking of wrestlers that will never be forgotten, we have to go to our next wrestler. That's right, I'm talking about Santino Marella. But before I just noticed this. Sami Zayn is right here. Look how small his little thing is. A little blurb. I guess if this book came out today, you'd at least get like this much of a page. I don't know. Okay. Santino Marella, 6'0", 203 pounds, from Calabria, Italy. Signature move, the Cobra. Jumping the barrier at a WWE event is never advisable, but it's a good thing. No one told that to Santino Marella. It was dubbed the Milan Miracle. Santino entered and won an open challenge for Umaga's Intercontinental Championship during Raw's first ever broadcast in Italy on April 6, 2007. In the years that followed, this fan-turned superstar gave WWE the perfect savory pinch of Italian seasoning for any situation. And of course, he's not actually from Italy, he's from Canada, another fellow Canadian. But anyways, I'm gonna have to go through this a bit quicker, but because I've been doing this, yeah, time is running out here. But anyways, yeah, he's a goofy, silly comedy character, and some people think that has no place in wrestling. I can kind of see that point of view, but at the same time, I don't mind, especially if it's not the main event stuff. If it gets a little goofy, and in terms of comedy in wrestling, I think he's definitely one of my favorite, if not favorite, comedic wrestler. Of course, he's had some memorable moments, like there's a time where everyone thought he was gonna win the Royal Rumble. I think, was it Batista, maybe? Yeah, I can't remember, but like he was the last one in there. But you didn't realize that Santino hadn't been eliminated yet, and then he just comes up out of nowhere, and you're like, oh my god, like the audience just went absolutely berserk and thinking that he was gonna win, and of course he didn't. But that was a great moment, and I don't think he should have won. That would have been ridiculous. But for that brief second, I'm like, I did kind of want it. No, I'm not gonna lie. But then another thing I remember from him was when it was another Royal Rumble where he beat the record for fastest elimination. Or as soon as he gets in the ring, somebody kicked him out. I don't know, it was Keen or whoever it was, and it was like 0.6 seconds or something like that. It was damn hilarious. It's like I wasn't ready. Great moment. One of my favorite WrestleMania eliminations of all time. So, okay, so that's Santino, and then we go to. Let's see here. Take this off. Not Brian Pillman, but where is he? Okay, here we go. I think this will be the last one I covered today. But it is Bray Wyatt, height 6'3", weight 285 pounds, signature move, Sister Abigail. Okay. Perched in a creaky old rocking chair and illuminated by the glow of an anonymous lantern, Bray Wyatt offered his first eerie warnings to WWE in 2013. Wow, was that long ago? 10 years ago, wow. That summer, a new face of fear was born, as Wyatt's every move added to the dread oversized goons willing to cater to his every sinister whim, Wyatt began his dark pursuit by punishing all who refused to follow the buzzards. Yeah, so basically, I liked Bray Wyatt when he first started. You know, he had that swamp guy, what we want to call that. I don't know how you describe that, but this initial gimmick when it was more grounded in reality. I thought there was potential there. He was alright in the ring. I don't think any of his matches ever blew me away. But still, his mic skills are incredible. Like, I was like, holy cow, this guy, should be an actor, because well, at least for that type of character anyways, he was fantastic. But then when it started to get to Supernatural and the Firefly Funhouse, whatever that's called, I just lost complete interest in it. The Fiend and all that stuff, I was like, I just didn't care about that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird to say because Undertaker's my favorite, but he's no Undertaker, I'll put it that way. And I don't think Undertaker did stuff quite that goofy, at least not consistently. I mean, if you like him, it's fine, but and like the latest, when his latest return to WWE, and he's doing the Mountain Dew match or whatever like that thing was, or Lights Out match, I don't know, it's just all silly stuff in my opinion. Oh yeah, and then when he had that match with John Cena at WrestleMania, I think that was, I don't know if that was the first WrestleMania of the pandemic, but they had no audience from what I remember, so it was a cinematic match. And everyone's like, oh, this is amazing, and I watched it, I'm like, I don't get it, this is not, I don't see what people are seeing in this. Not everyone liked it, I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't like it, but I really didn't get that match at all. Not my thing. The Undertaker AJ Styles one was better, in my opinion, much better for a cinematic match, but anyways, yeah, not really my thing, which is sad because he does have a lot of potential. He had a lot of potential with when his character was more like this guy. But whatever, WWE decided to go a different direction. What can you do? Okay, I think